O come, let us adore him is the theme of our first project as we create this beautiful illuminated nativity scene and decorate pine cones to create a lovely vignette. These are the items you'll need. Mod Podge glitter produces a lovely effect. You'll also need one of the Dollar Tree cylindrical vases. They're so useful for so many projects. You'll also need the larger vase. I purchased that from Michael's with a 40% off coupon. You'll also need some of the Dollar Tree vase filler and scatter. I got the gold and red balls as well as some beautiful gold stars. These lights that I purchased are from Amazon. I like them because they have a remote control as well as different modes. However, you can also purchase the fairy lights from Dollar Tree. This lovely nativity scene is printed on parchment paper. You can use any beautiful image, just be sure the paper is rather translucent to allow the light to come through. My name is Lisa, welcome to my channel, and now let's begin. I'm using some of the Mod Podge glitter on the front of the image. This parchment paper is more durable than other kinds of paper, so I'm able to hold it and use one of the Dollar Tree brushes to evenly coat the front of the image. I'm doing it this way rather than painting on the glass directly. This way it keeps it very clean and does not allow any of the Mod Podge to get on the rest of the glass. I'm now impressing it on the interior of this glass cylinder, as you can see, using my fingers to smooth it out to be sure there's no air bubbles or wrinkles against the paper. Now, as I press against it, you can see that the image is facing forward, and as that glittered Mod Podge dries, we will have a beautiful, clear image. This reverse decoupage effect is a really useful technique for decorating ornaments as well, and I plan to do some of those in my next video. Now we're taking the Dollar Tree cylindrical vase and I'm wrapping it with the fairy lights. I have them lit so you can see just how beautifully they're going to illuminate this vase. I put the battery pack inside the vase, and now I'm just going around tightly and evenly as I can, wrapping the rows of the fairy lights all the way around the cylindrical vase. As I get to the bottom, I'm going to secure the strand at the end with a clear piece of Scotch tape. Then I inserted that lit vase into the larger cylinder, and I'm adding some of the Dollar Tree little gold and red balls and gold stars just around the bottom of the interior there to partially obscure that battery pack. I decided later, though, that another beautiful effect was to use some straw. That was my husband's suggestion. He thought it would look more natural and carry through the theme of the manger, and I really do prefer that look. I'll show that to you shortly. Now I'm just cutting off the top part of that excess paper that's overhanging, and you can see the glittered effect as it dries. Once I get that smoothly cut, I'm going to use some self-adhesive gold ribbon and just outline the top rim of the vase, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. I purchased this self-adhesive ribbon from Dollar Tree, and it's the perfect width and goes on so easily. I also put a strip of it on the interior of the cylindrical vase inside. That way it unifies the design. Look how gorgeous this is. It dried clear, and that fine glitter just adds a very beautiful sparkle. I'm so pleased with this project. Here you can see how I decorated the upper rim of the interior vase as well with that adhesive ribbon. And you can see I also put some gold stars down inside just to obscure that battery pack. A few of those with a few gold balls really did serve to create a very finished effect. And you can see now how unified they appear. Unifying elements, in this case, the self-adhesive gold ribbon, really does create a beautiful finished effect. Here I'm showing you some straw. I purchased one of the little hay bales for $1.25 from Dollar Tree. I simply cut off the wire that was holding it together and I broke it apart and it yielded quite a bit of straw. I'm sprinkling just some of it in the bottom of the vase and leveling it out. You don't need much. I brought it up to the level of where the image at the bottom started. Now I'm just reinserting that cylindrical vase, and with those gold stars down in there, you barely see the battery pack. This remote control is very handy for turning on these warm white lights. And as I mentioned, there are various modes, so you can have them on steady or twinkling or several other different styles of lighting. Later, I'll show you in the dimmer light just how beautifully this illuminates. And now we're going to move on to decorating the pine cone trees to further create our vignette. Nature provides these supplies, and on a recent walk, I collected pine cones that I thought would be perfect to make little trees. I'm also using some of this snow text. You could use white chalk paint, or you could also use some acrylic paint with some baking soda mixed in to create a snow effect. But I had this and thought I would give it a try. Here you can see I also have purchased some little wooden rounds. They have these at all the craft stores, including Dollar Tree. I'm using a pool of hot glue to secure the pine cone to one of the wood slices. I'm also sprinkling some glitter that I purchased from Walmart. As I sprinkle it over the hot glue as it dries, it gives it a kind of snowy, icy effect. Now I'm holding it in place because it does take a few minutes to harden. And as I do, I'm adding on the gold star. Again, that was in a package I purchased from Dollar Tree, the same ones I used down inside that cylindrical vase to conceal the battery pack. I'm just holding it in place, waiting for it to harden enough to be stable. I'm adding some more of the glitter over the entire surface. Here you can see I've added some paint as well to the tips of the pine cone. I used some of that snow tech to create that effect. And I'm taking some of the smaller gold and red little balls that came from Dollar Tree as part of vase filler. Using some hot glue, I'm just putting those little balls in between the little branches of our pine cone tree. That dresses it up just enough to give it some color and sparkle and shine. These are messy, but very fun to make and so adorable. And I was thinking they might even make nice little place card holders around the Christmas table. Now I'm going to show you one more. I'm trimming the bottom with some of my clippers just to flatten it out a little bit more and make it more level against that wood round. And again, I'm using a pool of hot glue to secure the bottom of that pine cone to that wood round. Once you have it in place, it's also good to add some additional hot glue just to build it up around the base. And then again, sprinkle some glitter if you choose to give it that icy, snowy effect. Here, I'm showing you how I'm using a Dollar Tree paintbrush to apply this Snow Tech product. Again, you could easily use some white chalk paint to add some white to the tips of those branches. And you can also, as I've done on other videos, mix baking soda with some acrylic paint, and that'll give it a nice thick texture and create that snowy effect as well. I'm also going to add some hot glue and another one of the gold stars out of the package from Dollar Tree to the top of this tree. Again, this will unify all the trees and as well as unify the design with our nativity scene. And to finish it off, I'm doing the same little addition of small red and gold balls to the branches using just drops of hot glue. And here is one way to display it. I used it on the center of our dining table on a marble block that I have. I have it lit up here, as you can see, and surrounded by the 3 pine cone trees that we made. I elevated one of those trees on a Dollar Tree candlestick that I spray painted in gold. Those work beautifully as pedestals to elevate any kind of decorative item you would like to place on it. It's a beautiful, serene scene and evocative of that famous line in the classic Charlie Brown Christmas. And that's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.